In art, if you're not passionate, you will get nowhere. If you don't have the mindset that you will dig through a mountain to accomplish something, it will not happen. I forged something during the war that tremendously helps me because I know intellectually, consciously, unconsciously, you know deeply, that it does make a difference. It makes a difference to you because you self-explore, and it makes a difference to others because they're either part of it or they witness it. When I became part of the foundation, all the help aside as far as the school, what became most important thing, I think, and ultimately will prove to be most important thing, is the community. I love the people that are part of it, more so than anything. I was born in a city, but I would go to countryside a lot when I was a kid. I felt extremely free when I was there. I was very sort of imprisoned when I was in the city. When the war came and the country was just disintegrating into different states, you had to question suddenly what your new identity is. Comic books, which I read as a kid, led me to do comic books. And I think in so many ways during the war it sort of saved me, because a lot of stuff that was happening during the war, I could treat it as part of the adventure. When I was living down in the cellar and you heard these explosions coming, sort of, that's kind of how you experience the war, you would almost hope they don't hit you. The sonic experience of the war was, you couldn't put it in a comic book. When I came here, I was like, I have to make films. That story was about rejection of victimhood. And I think that was important for me because having things happen in Bosnia, I think one can really quickly gravitate to becoming a victim. Films are about ridding yourself of fear, about pushing all the negatives out. And as an undergrad, I did a lot of traveling cross country. Picked up a camera and I was taking some shots. Just stuff I kind of enjoyed out in nature. It was pretty much landscape stuff. It was a way to sort of disengage, because you're in these kind of stressful environments, lots of stuff is going on. So I wanted to just sometimes decompress and go back to that feeling I had when I was a kid. When I finished film and I was in a festival circuit, and I would meet up with some friends from like high school and college, what I would often hear is people would tell me, I'm not having the best time in life. A lot of them were stuck in the grind. I told them, show up and just disengage and just have fun and be sort of in the moment as much as you can. I figured I might make this just a temporary thing, but then I started seeing some people actually fundamentally were starting to change because of that. I mean, in a sense, the idea is you have a little adventure, and I think even if nothing really major happens, you still may walk away exhilarated by just having let go. And it did change something about how I look at things. From one point of view, which is the storytelling, became much more interesting as it arises from improvisation and spontaneity. This is a really important factor, because prior to that, I thought it's important to state your views as an artist. Now, not so much. Now I find it much more interesting to let it develop and speak for itself. Like Jack and Cooke in itself is a spontaneous entity, right? That's improvising itself, if you will, because you don't know what kind of community you will end up, and you have no idea what kind of power the community could wield. But the concept of it promises a lot of it, because you're having people with similar mindset, with different skills, powers, interests, and passions. And I think ultimately something beautiful will emerge. So I think as an artist now, all you can do is make a testament to the time. I should be somebody that addresses the flux of the planet, follow things as they are, follow people on adventures where they find things, find themselves,